He slapped her, right there on the sales floor, in public, in front of security cameras and a dozen frozen stares. Why? Because she looked out of place. No name tag, no clipboard, just a calm black woman in a carton-colored suit walking the aisles like she belonged. Because she did. But what the store manager didn't know was that the woman he just assaulted owned the entire chain. And in less than 24 hours, his badge, his job, and his dignity would be stripped just as casually as he struck her. Before we begin, where are you watching from? Tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far these stories reach. If you're ready for a true story of power disguised in humility, tap that like button and subscribe. Stories like this, you won't find them anywhere else. Rain dotted the tall windows of Harvest and Grove, a high-end grocery store nestled in the wealthier part of downtown Seattle. Inside, the floors gleamed, the jazz played softly, and a few early shoppers moved silently between the aisles. Maya Langston stepped through the glass doors wearing a carton-colored suit, casual but crisp, effortlessly elegant. She didn't need designer labels to speak for her. Her presence alone was polished, commanding, but quiet. She held no briefcase, no assistant trailing behind. Just her clutch, her car key, and a purpose: to observe, unannounced, one of the newest stores under her company's name. Maya preferred it this way. Power, after all, didn't need to scream. "Excuse me, hey, you." A loud voice cut through the soft music. Maya turned. A man in his late 40s stormed toward her. Stocky build, red in the face, white shirt clinging to his chest from sweat and authority. His name tag read, Kyle Went, store manager. "You think you're slick?" he barked. "Sorry." Maya asked, brows raised. "I saw you slip something in your bag. You're not walking out of here without emptying it." Maya looked at him, stunned. "I just walked in. I haven't taken anything." Kyle stepped closer. "Don't lie to me. People like you are always looking for five-finger discounts." A couple by the flower stand froze. An elderly man in the dairy aisle glanced over, then quickly looked away. No one intervened. The silence was loud. Maya's voice stayed level. "If you'll calm down, I'll open my clutch and—" "Don't tell me to calm down." Kyle snapped, and then, slap. The sound echoed like a gunshot. Gasps. One woman dropped her basket. A cashier visibly recoiled. The jazz kept playing, as if mocking the moment. Maya's face turned slightly with the impact, her cheek flushing deep red. But she didn't react. She stood still, composed. Her silence burned hotter than any scream could. She gently reached into her clutch and pulled out her phone. "Kyle Went," she said, glancing at his tag again. "You just assaulted your employer." Kyle blinked. "Whoa, what?" "I'm Maya Langston, CEO of Langston Foods. I own Harvest and Grove, all 67 branches." Kyle's mouth opened, but no words came. "You just slapped the founder of this brand," she said calmly, like a verdict. "The woman who negotiated this building's lease. The one who signed your regional director's salary." A pin could drop. From the bakery counter, a worker stepped back in horror. The security guard who had been pacing toward them slowly lowered his radio. "No, this is a setup," Kyle said, eyes darting. "You don't look like what, Kyle?" Maya asked, her voice suddenly sharp. "Like I belong." He stammered. "I didn't mean." "Yes, you did." Maya turned, slowly scanning the room. "I came here today to check employee engagement, customer service, store morale." She turned back to him. "And you just gave me a case study in racism, abuse of power, and corporate embarrassment, all in one slap." Kyle was sweating now, trembling. "I'll have to review the security footage," he said weakly. "This might be misunderstood." "It was crystal clear," Maya replied. "Expect a call from legal before noon, and HR by 10. She walked past him like he didn't exist, like his entire authority had evaporated under the weight of her poise. But Maya didn't always walk through doors like that. She wasn't always the woman people feared after disrespecting. Her strength was forged in silence, in poverty, in being overlooked, again and again, until she stopped waiting for permission to rise. And this moment, It reminded her of a slap from long ago, one her mother never recovered from. Maya sat in the back of her black Tesla, eyes on the raindrops trailing down the tinted window. Her driver didn't speak. He didn't need to. The silence after the storm was enough. But inside Maya, memories stir like thunderclouds. Because today didn't just remind her of Kyle. It reminded her of Denise Langston, her mother. The last time Maya saw a slap like that, she was 6. It was in a small town south of Houston. Her mother had walked into the back door of a diner to return a purse someone left behind. A white man, owner of the place, thought she was stealing. No questions asked. Just a raised voice, then a backhand. So violent Maya swore she heard bones crack. No apologies. No justice. Just the sound of her mother telling her that night, eyes swollen shut. One day, baby, we'll walk into a room and not need to explain why we're there. Maya built her empire to make that day real. But it hadn't come. Not really. Not yet. The next morning, the internet exploded. Hashtag Maya Langston. Hashtag Harvest and Hate. Hashtag Fire for the Slap. A leaked security video hit social media before Maya's team could even prepare a statement. In the clip, Kyle's hand connected with her face, then froze as she calmly identified herself. Millions watched it in disbelief. She owned the store? That man's career is gone. How many more women get treated like this when no one's watching? Reporters hounded Maya's office. The story hit Good Morning America. Customers threatened boycotts. But Maya, she stayed silent. Until Friday. That day, she called a press conference. No grand venue. No teleprompters. Just a mic on the same sidewalk outside that same store. She stood before a sea of cameras in that same carton-colored suit, her natural hair in a puff crown and no makeup. Just truth. My name is Maya Langston, she began. Some of you know me as a CEO, but I'm also a daughter. Her voice cracked just slightly. A daughter who watched her mother get slapped and humiliated in front of a crowd. A daughter who was told to be quiet. Stay calm. Rise above. I rose. I built. But still, here we are. Silence fell over the crowd. I wasn't mistaken for a thief, she continued. I was assumed to be one. Because my skin was black and my clothes didn't scream billionaire. And I'm here to say enough. Her eyes burned into the lenses. To every manager, officer, or gatekeeper who thinks they can measure a person's worth by appearance, you're wrong. And this week, the world saw it. Reporters scrambled to keep up. Some were crying. Others just stood frozen, stunned by the power of her composure. Maya closed her statement with a challenge. I'm launching the Langston Equity Fund today, a $25 million initiative that funds leadership training, legal support, and small business grants for women of color who are too often dismissed, disrespected, and disbelieved. She smiled just slightly. And as for Mr. Kyle Wendt, he's not just terminated. He's invited. Invited to watch what real leadership looks like. From the outside. 2 months later, Maya returned to that same store, but not alone. She brought her 10-year-old niece, Zara, smart, shy, and curious. As they walked the aisles, staff straightened up, not from fear, but from respect. Maya, Zara asked, stopping at the self-checkout. That man on the news, he hit you, right? Maya crouched down, looked her in the eyes. Yes, baby, he did. Did it hurt? It did, but not the way you think. Zara blinked. So why did you go back there? Maya smiled, gently brushing Zara's braids off her shoulder. Because when people try to tell you who you are, you don't run, she said. You show them, and you bring someone with you so they learn too. Zara nodded slowly. Then, will I own a store one day too? Maya stood and held her niece's hand. You'll own everything you walk into, just like I do. But first, you'll have to believe it before anyone else does. They walked out together, head high, steps light, and legacy already rewriting itself. How many times have people looked at you and assumed? How many times has quiet power gone unnoticed because it wasn't loud, rich, or white? This story isn't just about Maya. It's about all the women like her, all the silent storms dressed in carton-colored suits, walking through fire with grace. If this story moved you, subscribe for more like it. And tell us in the comments, have you ever been underestimated? What happened next? Let's talk about it. Let's learn from it. And most of all, let's never let silence slap us again.